Business Jamaica. Visit the JAMP Procurement Tracker to monitor government contracts. If you spot these flags, use our ATI tool to ask questions and demand accountability.
Hi everyone, here are 5 benefits of being a beneficiary of the Students' Loan Bureau. 1. Benefit from our 99% approval rate. 2. Benefit from our low interest rate, so less burden when you need to repay. 3. Benefit from the fact that we require no collateral when applying. 4. We're giving you more time to focus on your studies while we focus on the financing. No need to worry about repaying while in school. Number 5. Receive a 14 months grace period after your graduation date before you enter repayment. Don't forget to follow us on all SLB platforms for more SLB info.
Do your part to prevent mosquito breeding. Mosquitoes will breed in any container that holds water.
Tightly cover water storage containers such as drums, barrels, buckets and tanks. If this cannot be done, pour cooking oil on the water surface. Punch holes in all tins, plastics and beverage boxes to prevent the collection of water before disposal. Cover all tires or fill with dirt to prevent water collection. Scrub all vases once per week to remove mosquito eggs. Use mosquito repellents to protect yourself from mosquito bites. Dispose of garbage properly by placing in plastic bags and securing properly to prevent water collection.
A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness.
Dengue is ordinarily a mild disease. Persons may get a fever, headache, joint and muscle pains. The illness is often resolved through rest and adequate hydration along with paracetamol to treat the accompanying fever. However, on occasions the illness can progress to severe dengue, which can result in organ failure, bleeding and severe fluid depletion that can lead to shock and even death. Therefore, it is important for persons who are experiencing fever, vomiting, severe abdominal pain, bleeding under the skin, feeling very weak, or getting confused to seek immediate attention. Let us work together to protect ourselves against dengue.
Hey, I'm Abijah, the Roots Man. Today, I want to talk to you about something powerful. Peace. Peace isn't just the absence of conflict. It's about kindness, understanding, and respect. It starts with us. Every choice we make can build bridges or burn them. Let's choose peace in our words, our action, and our hearts. Peace begins with you. Together, we can create a brighter and safer future for everyone. Join me. Let's be that change we want to see.
Jamaica is on the move with smarter and cleaner transportation. The government is enhancing the JUTC fleet with 100 new CNG buses with 10 specially outfitted for the disabled. Running on compressed natural gas, these buses reduce emissions while offering advanced safety features and Wi-Fi. Jamaica is driving in comfort towards a sustainable future.
Overtake and bring back everything.
Bask in the awesome Word of God and the life-changing experience of fellowship. Bask in the revival time, 8 a.m. on Sundays, right here on the People's Station.
Are you an entrepreneur producing an excellent Jamaican product or service? Did you know you can earn hard currency and more significant returns by exporting? Contact the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce to help propel your business along the export lane.
Everything you can produce, the Jamaicans overseas want it. We're not going to get rich by just bringing down the debt. We're going to get rich by exporting a lot more. So grow exports, create job opportunities, drive economic growth through exports to make Jamaica a richer and much more prosperous country.
Most Jamaicans will tell you corruption in politics is deep-rooted, and I just saw it set, and nothing can do about that. But actually, there is, and another 152 countries are doing it. It's called asset declaration, and it works best where citizens themselves understand it and help to ensure the law is enforced. Corruption happens when public officials abuse their power to benefit themselves, family, or associates. Jamaica's Integrity Commission Act was designed to prevent corruption, and here are 5 things you should know. 1. Under this law, every year MPs and senators must report what they earn, own, and owe, and if they don't, they'll be sanctioned. 2. Their report must include the same kind of information for their wife or husband and children. 3. If they get a gift worth more than $100,000 from anyone who's not family, they must declare it. 4. A summary of the declarations of our Prime Minister and opposition leader must be published where the public can read it. 5. Parliamentarians can now be prosecuted by the Integrity Commission. They can be fined up to $2 million or serve up to 2 years in prison if they don't file the declaration or if they give false information, and $500,000 for not filing on time or ignoring requests for information. Unfortunately, our parliamentarians made changes that prevent the public from knowing when they've broken the law or when they're being investigated. We really need to change that. Visit jampja.org to find out more about the Act and to track if your MP is obeying this law. If they're not, JAMP's MP Tracker will help you write, tweet, or call your MP. Ask them, you submit your declaration yet? The Integrity Commission clear you? Let's help the Parliament stay honest. A message from the Jamaica Accountability Meter Portal, funded by the European Union and the Inter-American Development Bank in partnership with the Private Sector Organization of Jamaica.
BGLC, the regulatory body. We regulate, you play without worry. We regulate, you play. BGLC, fair play when you play. For the fun of the game, you know we're there. BGLC, keep it fair for the player. You play the game and we are the rules setter. Keep everything fair so the game play better. The Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Commission. We ensure fairness, integrity and responsible gaming practices. Keep the game fair and fun for everyone. We regulate, you play.
Embark on a journey to discover the truth that sets us free. Join us on Tomorrow's World, your weekly source of hope, answers, and divine insight. Sundays at 9 a.m. with rebroadcasts on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5:30 a.m. Tune in right here on PBCJ, the People's Station, and be inspired.
Jamaica, I can help you protect our citizens.
Jamaica Eye will play a part in increasing your public safety.
Jamaica Eye is part of an island-wide network of camera surveillance systems designed to increase the safety of you, our citizens. If you have a camera system outside your home or office facing a public space, log on to jamaicai.gov.jm today. Jamaica Eye, we're all connected. The Ministry of National Security, creating a safer and prosperous Jamaica.
The following is brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister. To fight crime and violence in your country, your government has invested over $9.7 billion into national security systems. This includes the construction and renovation of dozens of police stations, the acquisition of critical security equipment such as patrol vessels and police vehicles, the recruitment and training of more police officers, and the build-out of the Jamaica Defense Force. Your government is investing in your safety. We are building Jamaica.
The proceeding was brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister.
Every year, the Jamaican Parliament approves billions of our taxes to be spent on goods and services provided by the private sector. Everything from pens to power plants, cleaning services to construction are obtained through a process called public procurement. But who funds this process? Citizens do. And we want our taxes to be spent wisely. When we talk about public procurement, there's a critical concept called value for money. We hear it in the Parliament all the time, but what does it really mean? Some think value for money means choosing the cheapest option, but it's more than that. For example, a community needs a new bridge, and the government receives bids from 3 companies. Company A offers to build it for $10 million in 18 months with a 50-year lifespan. Company B wants $12 million to finish in 12 months with a 75-year lifespan. Company C asks for $8 million, needs 24 months with a 25-year lifespan. Company B actually offers the best value for money. To determine that, we look for 4 crucial factors: economy, efficiency, effectiveness, and equity. Let's explore what each means. For economy, we must look beyond the upfront price and consider the full lifetime costs to maintain the bridge. Cheaper options could lead to frequent and expensive repairs. We get efficiency if the bridge is built within budget and on time, with no waste of materials. To achieve this, we need the best team, and clear criteria helps the government to pick the best proposal. Effectiveness looks at whether the government achieves its goal. This could require a community needs assessment to ensure the bridge will reduce transport costs and travel time, withstand the annual flooding with little disturbance to plant and animal life. Finally, equity. This is about fairness, satisfying the different needs of the community. The bridge design considers not just cars and pedestrians, but is sensitive to the needs of the elderly, the disabled community, and children. So when we're talking about value for money, don't just ask how much it did cost. Ask, what are we truly getting for our money? The cheapest option today can become the most expensive mistake tomorrow. So from now on, let's ask the right questions for Jamaica land we love, Jamaica land we own, and Jamaica land we run well.
Jamaica is on the move with smarter and cleaner transportation. The government is enhancing the JUTC fleet with 100 new CNG buses with 10 specially outfitted for the disabled. Running on compressed natural gas, these buses reduce emissions while offering advanced safety features and Wi-Fi. Jamaica is driving in comfort towards a sustainable future.
Send the something and come back. Back to sender! God, I thank you so much.
Miracles await and miracles abound. Tune in every Sunday at 7 a.m. for your share of the Miracle Revival Hour with Reverend Dr. Blair. Come for the word, stay for the worship. Right here on PBCJ.
Miracle worker, work one for me.
The following is brought to you by MOCA, the major organized crime and anti-corruption agency with kind support of NIA and USAID.
Criminal minds think they are cunning. The major organized crime and anti-corruption agency have them running. Your friend a shout, come scam. Take time running, are we ready for the ops? Drive up on your block, step out now me block, cyber take about your laptop. Pull up every lock, no evidence to drop. We put it in a cuffs and now we have the underground. Sin you say scam, you better look out fit. When you move corrupt, better look out fit. They say you get wet, look out fit. Look out fit, look out fit. From you say scam, you better look out fit. When you move corrupt, better look out fit. They say you get wet, look out fit. Look out fit, look out fit.
The proceeding was brought to you by MOCA, the major organized crime and anti-corruption agency with the kind support of NIA and USAID.
MOCA! Peace begins with us. Every act of kindness, every step towards understanding brings us closer to a brighter tomorrow. Let's choose unity, compassion, and hope. Together, we can build a future where peace reigns.
Brighter tomorrow starting today.
Jamaica, let's spread the word around to let the world know that we are proud to be one republic.
We on the road to republic. Well then, let's propel we nation, moving forward in a new direction. True independence, that's the projection. No more dependency, it's the best plan. Yes, we know what's best for us, cause we want we country prosperous. So make we just pull together as the general public, while on the road to republic. Jamaica. Let's spread the word around to let the world know that we are proud to be one republic. We on the road to republic.
A message from the Ministry of Legal and Constitutional Affairs.
We on the road to republic. We and the youths united against corruption, changing the world and the way we function. The youths united against corruption, changing the world and the way we function. You remember the youth, them are we future leaders, policy creators, decision makers. As if them are not just the cornerstone, but a crucial part to a better tomorrow. United against corruption, changing the world and the way we function. The youths united against corruption.
A message from the Integrity Commission.
Remember that big project the government announced them was going to from when? You ever catch yourself a wonder what happened to it? Stop wonder like an outsider and start move like the country belong to you. You have a right to publicly owned information, and the Access to Information Act gives you that power. I know you have enough questions about how government are run or not run, so let me show you how it works. Say mosquito spraying going on in your community, your children asthmatic and you want to know what chemicals are in it. Or what about that Auditor General report on a public official getting twice his salary with no proper approval? Is your taxes and you want to know if they paid it back? First, do some basic searching to see what is already on government websites. If you don't see what you're looking for, make a formal ATI request by completing the application form on the ATI site or sending a letter or email. And remember, you don't have to say why you need it. It is your right to know. Make sure you send your request to the right agency, and once they confirm receipt, they get 30 calendar days to provide the information, a maximum of 60 if extra time is needed. Yes, I know you want access to everything, but sensitive documents are protected from the public for up to 20 years. For example, documents that would expose a citizen's personal privacy, or those dealing with cabinet discussions, the Governor General's office, or information on the investigative activities of the security forces. Any public officer who tries to destroy or hide any official document can be sanctioned. And if you're having difficulties, the ATI unit will help. So, what if the chemicals in the mosquito spray are toxic? What if the agency did not even try to get back the money they paid out? Call or email your MP. Share the concern, because as your elected representative, they can represent your questions to the government ministers in the House. Remember, it is the job of parliamentarians to monitor and hold the government to account on your behalf. Is not every country give citizens this kind of power, you know? And at 20 years we have this law, and we barely use it. So access information and mind your business, Jamaica. Visit jampja.org today to see what information we access to make it easier for you to hold the government to account. Let's do our job to make Jamaica land we love, Jamaica land we own, and Jamaica land we run well. A message from the Jamaica Accountability Meter Portal, funded by the European Union in partnership with the Private Sector Organization of Jamaica.
Earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Thank you very much, Senator Bernard. That's a very original. That is a very original prayer. It's not one that I've heard frequently at all. All right. Apologies for absence. We have none. Our usual committee clerk, Ms. Beckford, sends her regards. We have Ms. Cohen with us today. We have a set of minutes which are from Friday, January 30th, 2026, and they just refer to where we are now and where we intend to go. Essentially, it's to the effect that we are ended review at clause 81, and that's where we are. That's basically what it says. Senator Gale noted that the committee had progressed efficiently in its work and suggested that background matters be dealt with. The chairman agreed. Senator Floyd Morris suggests that a matrix of all the committee's decisions be prepared. So, can I have a motion in relation to the minutes? Seconded by Senator Professor Morris. Thank you very much. So, just to place on the record that on the last occasion, it was agreed in the Parliament that the Standing Orders Committee be reconvened to continue its work in reviewing the standing orders, and that would be in relation to the fact that this is a new Senate which had been reconstituted after the last general election. So that was done, so that we are now perfectly constituted to continue the work. Now, as far as the way forward is concerned, this document has been prepared for us, and I'm going to get it. See it here? It's a revision of standing orders of the Senate. And this, Ms. Jimenez, this is actually the... Tell us what this is.
Pleasant morning, members of the committee. Pleasant morning, Mr. President. So the document that was shared with the President is a document that was compiled by myself and the committee clerk, Mrs. Douglas Beckford. We did this during the recess last year in August 2025. It's a comprehensive document that contains all the proposed amendments from the committee's work starting from 2016, I believe. It has highlighted all the clauses that are or were deferred by the then committee, and it has put in red the clauses that are to be inserted, having agreed by the members of the committee. So, with that said, I believe that it should act as a sufficient guide to the members in how we proceed for the remaining meetings that we have in completing this process. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So notice that I actually have a hard copy. So what I'm going to ask is that, well, of course, Senator Professor Morris would get his in the form that he's accustomed to, and I'm going to ask that hard copies be prepared for the other members so we can go through it on a page-by-page basis, if that is okay with the membership. Now, so what we need to do then, we are at 81, which is really just about to the back of the standing order. So I'm going to try get through 81, 82, 84, 85. Okay. So let's try and get through as much as we can today. Yes.
I recall us, 81 was where the last committee left off. And we had some substantive discussions around 81. What would have been helpful would have been the minutes of that meeting, where we would have left off, to see the extent of the discussions that we would have had to somewhat rekindle our minds.
What I would have to do then, what I would have to do then is ask the secretary to find that for the next meeting.
Yes. Yes.
So we can actually.
Yes, there's a quite extensive discussions. As a matter of fact, I believe those discussions spanned over, in the very least, 2 meetings or 3 meetings, just dealing with 81. And it was one of those areas that attracted so much attention that we could not have concluded. So I really, I'm asking for that.
Okay, so that is it then?
Chair, good morning.
Yes,
just a reminder, just to follow up on Senator Gale's comments, we had done over the past, last 3 meetings prior to the last one on July 4th, extensive review of Standing Order 78, which is absence of members, as well as Standing Order 81, strangers, and we came to a definitive conclusion in regard to the amendment. So indeed, it would be imperative that we get the minutes for July 4th, so we know exactly how we progress. So in terms of
July 4th.
July 4th. So in terms of continuation of our review,
explosive day.
Right. In terms of the continuation of our review, would pick up from actually Standing Order 82.
Okay. Yes, Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning to the members of the committee. Mr. Chair, I'm aware that the document that would have been presented by Ms. Zemeniz to some persons here present this morning is not available to everyone, but might I draw your attention to page 40. So in response to the Senator's request for the minutes regarding Standing Orders 81, this document actually outlines or provides a summary of the discussions that would have taken place and the recommendations for the amendment. So perhaps, Mr. Chair, you could...
Is it possible, you want me to read it or you want to wait until I get the document?
You could read it for the benefit of the members present, if you're amenable to see.
Eh? Or you prefer, members may prefer to see the minutes, you know. Eh?
Is it that we had, because I know we had extensive discussions from
let me stop you. I'm going to wait until we get the minutes and then deal with it in conjunction with this. Yes. So we'll get the minutes, we'll get the minutes to you. Is it possible to get this to the members today in hard copy? You want
it was just a question, one question I was asking.
Yes, go ahead,
the clerk was whether had we settled on the amendments or and voted on it, or it was not for 81? Or we're just at the stage
based on the meeting held July 4th, we had settled definitively on the amendments to 81 and 78.
Okay.
So we absolutely need the minutes.
Yeah, all right.
Thank you very much. 82, and this is referring to the following. Every bill not being a government measure intended to affect or benefit some particular person, association, or corporate body, in quotes, in this order called a private bill, shall contain a clause saving the right of Her Majesty the Queen, her heirs and successors, all bodies politic and corporate, and all others except such as are Mr. Gale. And all others except such as are mentioned in the bill, those claiming by, from, under them, and shall be introduced into the Senate under the provisions of the Standing Order. Well, anybody who can tell me what this is about, hold up your hand. Yes, Mr. Bernard, you're telling us what it's about? I see what you mean. Charles, that laugh is wicked. So Professor Morris, what are they talking about here? This is not a private member's bill. This is what this is? Okay. Okay. Charles, what you say?
No, it is just indicating that what should be included in a private bill, right? So it says it shall contain a clause saving the rights of Her Majesty the Queen or yours, which is basically the same thing as exists in the drafting of a bill that is a government measure. So from my reading of it, I suppose it's the first thing that we'll have to look at.
Well, what Ms. Cohen is suggesting is that this is like for churches and so on.
Yes. So you have bills that come, private bills, persons form corporate bodies by statute instead of using.
And is this where a member would? This is what a member would use if he's declaring interest.
No.
Thing that.
All right. So you have for example, a company can be registered to the Companies Office under the Companies Act, and some people do it by way of statute. And you find it generally with, I've mostly seen it with churches, really, that they come through Parliament using and it's considered a private bill. Yes. But and what this is saying is that it has it will maintain the clause that you would generally find in other bills referring to Her Majesty the Queen. So I suppose that is where we have to pay our primary focus, which is it is His Majesty the King. Is that automatically changed in any event in any legislation that under the no, but I think it exists in
Constitution, and also as a result of that, for example, when a piece of legislation is being drafted in the enactment provision, as a result of the amendment to Section 61, automatically it changes to not right. So it's not Her Majesty, it's right. So as a result of the change to Section 61 of the Constitution, automatically legislation change.
That is correct. So that will cause the amendment in this. So that is basically automatic.
Okay, and it continues. So we don't have an issue with the 82(1). Any bill not being a government measure which is of the opinion of the President appears to affect directly private rights or property shall be introduced in the Senate as a private bill under the provisions of this order. A private bill shall be introduced by a member only on petition from the promoter stating the objects and reasons of the bill, and B, after the notice has been given by not less than 3 successive publications of the bill in the Gazette and 1 publication in a newspaper circulating in the island of a notice containing a statement of the objects and reasons of the bill. Yes.
Yeah, it will be, this is one of the features of the provisions of the standing orders that gives members of the Senate options as to things that they can do. So you have questions, you have motions that individuals can move, and you have, the state of the nation debate and so forth. But I would like to know if we have seen in recent times, probably within the last 20 to 30 years, where such a provision has been utilized in the Senate.
Yes, because the church bills come here.
That's the church bills,
Yeah.
all right? The church bills.
I
But
can remember that a private member, this seems to be referring specifically to where property is involved.
Mhm.
Because I had introduced a private member's bill that the then president of the Senate told me that he wouldn't accept.
I wonder who was the president. and what was that
and
bill?
Isn't there a private member's bill also in relation to the banking, something to do with the banking? Yes.
That's the House of Representatives.
Yeah.
I'm talking through the Senate.
Well, that the last one that was here that was not accepted was the bill in relation to the expungement of the criminal record of the national heroes. But the then president thought it a bit too controversial and wouldn't accept it.
Well,
But no doubt.
There's a long list of non-acceptable.
with reason.
If we should remind him.
No,
with
man,
reason.
I'm
with
sure
reason.
It was with very good reason. The only
With
thing I
very
would
good
say-
reason.
The only thing I would say with this is that we are back to the Gazette, which is accepted to be public notice. But this is saying now one publication in a newspaper circulating in the island. Did we want to interfere with that in terms of the new social media and the fact that many of these newspapers no longer circulate in the island, but in fact are on the internet? Charles, what do you have to say about that? Senator Sinclair.
We still have the Gleaner and the Observer. It's circulated across the island. They may appear on other platforms, but they still maintain distribution across the island.
And you wouldn't want to interfere with this to say that
No.
Circulating or on the...
No.
I think provisions should be made for it to be placed on the website of the Parliament.
No, that doesn't seem unreasonable either.
Okay, but that could come under one, not less than three publications of the bill in the Gazette, one publication in a newspaper circulating in the island, and a notice containing
Of a
statement.
notice.
And you could have said 3 publication on the parliamentary website, which
Yeah.
is a difficulty since the parliamentary website is still under construction.
Shouldn't be a difficulty.
You want to put 3 on it?
Oh, but why are we wanting to burden persons who wish to introduce a private bill with another layer?
That is
another layer?
Yes, because they already have to have the notice in the Gazette, in the newspaper. It circulates across Jamaica. You're going to.
But the parliamentary, and you said burden. I mean, I don't know what is the burden because
it would be a requirement in order to get to where they wish to get to. Private bills tend to
because
come-
it is far more easier for a member who is going to introduce a private bill to have it published on the parliamentary website, which is free of cost, when he or she has to publish in the newspaper, they'll have to pay for it.
All right, so let us look at it now. The president just indicated that there is a challenge. All right? So if a person were to, if you included
What
that
is
in
the
that
challenge?
I just heard that it is
Under
construction.
construction. Madam
Is that
Clerk,
it?
that's the right phrase.
Is that it?
Our website is
Hold on
under
a second.
construction.
Thank you. Yes, currently.
Good.
So we are in the development phase.
All right. So if somebody wish to do that now and we amend the standing order.
Hold on. Let me find out before you. So am I to understand, Madam Clerk, that nothing is being posted or no individual can access the website now?
It can be accessed and information can be posted, but limited, because I'm not the technology person, but my understanding is that there are some challenges, perhaps in terms of storage, that may affect the volume of information that can be available. However, as I indicated earlier, we are currently in the development phase of the new website. So certainly we anticipate that it can be accommodated in the future, in the near future.
Okay, so it's not something that is
Impossible at the moment. It's limited, but not impossible.
So, President, I think this discussion we're having now came about because you asked the question about we're in the age of social media and use of technology. So I'm thinking for two, we could use or. So rather than substitute or make it be mandatory to have it be published in a national newspaper, we could use or. So whichever one is more convenient. So I mean to kind of eliminate the question of the burden that Senator Sinclair speaks of.
Or parliamentary website.
Right.
No, or you would say on their, what do you call it, or the online version of the paper.
So could that be a middle ground?
Charles Sinclair? Well, I suppose we're going to have to then start looking at what is publication in a newspaper. Is it in the written form? No. Is it publication? Publication, is it restricted? I suppose at the time when this was done and the standing order created, you didn't have website. The internet and persons using that type of platform, right? But the term publication can encompass a lot of things. Not hearing you, Miss
Chairman.
Miss.
There is in fact an area on the website that speaks to publications. I'm trying to download that area, but I guess because it's under construction.
And it's limited.
But of course, I have no difficulty in appreciating a 3 that would give the opportunity for a private member bill to be promoted under publication on the Parliament's website.
And we have no difficulty with that recommendation because we're moving towards a digital age, or we're in the digital age. So certainly publication can include whether electronic or hard copy. However, for the purposes of this standing order, it specifies, but we can make the change to incorporate where we're moving.
Let me ask this question. It is all bills that come here, right? Come from the law house or it starts here. The desire is that they are published on the parliamentary website, right?
Correct.
There's nothing that stipulates that or requires that. It's a matter of providing information to the public.
Good order, matter of good order.
Good order, yes. Why are we wanting to put that in as a requirement in order for the bill to then qualify for debate? Because I think that is what this is doing, you know.
Well,
for it to qualify, you are saying that it must be published 3 times, it must be published in a newspaper, and if you put it as a requirement that it is to be put on the parliamentary website or on any other platform, you are putting it as a precondition.
Sorry, Charles,
you are putting it on as a precondition, and not that we as a parliament would put all information that all information that is for public
dissemination on the website. We put a lot of things on the website, correct? All bills, but it is not a requirement for a bill to be debated. So why would we put it in here as a requirement? That
because
the bill shall be introduced only on one petition and after notice has been given. A, B, and you want to put a C on it? That means that it cannot be debated if it is not there.
It's exactly, and
As a
it is saying that,
precondition.
and it specifies here that the publication should be in newspaper. But as the member suggested, to create a middle ground or to give persons more options, you can put "or" on the website, so you can choose if you want to do the publication in a newspaper, or we can remove the word newspaper and just say publication and leave that up to person's interpretation. But I do accept that if we are going to keep in a newspaper, giving the option and or on the parliamentary website is a reasonable middle ground or option for consideration.
Yes, Jimenez.
All right, so I have been following the conversations, and as the clerk rightly confirmed, our website is in the process of being redeveloped. But currently on the website, under publications, I know Senator Gale was having a challenge opening it, but under publication, there is a section for private bills tabled in Parliament for the legislative year.
Yeah.
Right. So it is only private bills that have been tabled and are being broadcast for further knowledge or access, public access, that is on the website currently. Being in the age of technology, I do take the point that the clerk is making to say that we can expand ourselves with the use of technology. However, I am still minded to, by the standing orders that provide in Standing Order 82.3b, that the successive publications in the newspaper should be in the Gazette, not less than 3 successive publications of the bill in the Gazette, which also means that it is very critical that whatever publication of the bill is to be made, that it is gazetted. And that is also, it's a form of publication that is controlled or established pursuant to the Jamaica Gazette Act, which we must have regard to in any process or discussion that we're having with regard to publication. So we should tread carefully in how it is that we treat with publication and how we seek to expand the word, having regard to other legislation that might affect our use of the term in the standing orders.
That is why I did not even contemplate the issue of the Gazette, because the Gazette, the legislation that deals with that is clear. Yes. Just the newspaper thing I was trying to get a better understanding of.
Mr. Chair.
Senator Morris.
Yes, Chair. So the Gazette is fine and standard, and I accept that that has to be. But as it relates to the issue that I raised, Senator Bernard had put a fix to it that I believe would make it not a burden, but make it even much easier on our members. Because once you use...
Charles, you agree with that?
Once you use... Pardon me?
I was asking Senator Gale if he agrees with you. Senator Sinclair. Well, go ahead. Go
yes.
ahead.
So once you put in the word "or," you're giving options. And that would make it easier in terms of where the private bill would be published. Because as I said, once you go into the newspaper, for example, members will have to pay. So I think that having it on the parliamentary website or any other social media platform Pardon me? Well, yes. Oh, come on. You are getting ridiculous now. You are getting from the sublime to the ridiculous. Come on.
I don't know what to find this size. No, not too far.
You're getting too far, Charles. You think
what? No, but that
you
is what
really
you're
think a
opening,
member of
but that
the
is what
Senate.
you're opening it to. And by the way, hold a second now. The bill is not only speaking to a bill that is being, well, all bills will have to come to a member because a person who is not a senator cannot present a bill. You can have persons who are promoted. Hold a second, sir. You have persons who may, just like the church, or any, it says, any other bodies, politic and corporate. So then, suppose somebody says a corporate is not a church. So they can think far and wide as to where they want to go on a website. They put it on one of those websites that I just said off mic. And you're putting it as an or. You're giving them an option to do it. And I'm not going on that road.
I'm not. I wasn't.
And when things are not broken, Mr. President, leave it alone.
All right.
What, Mr.
And look here. On that note, it's 10 o'clock. On that note, think about it and come back next week.
President, since we are yes, but since we are going to be thinking about, yeah, man, but I just want, I don't have to be on the record, it doesn't matter. I can